Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast After the Bell with Chip Nellinger. Chip, it looks like today was one of those quiet days, but there was some news on the RFS.
Yeah, awful quiet. We did get at least a little bit of certainty on this RFS thing, like we mentioned. There was some talks here yesterday between the Secretary of Ag, the EPA Secretary, the President, trying to get to some conclusion on this these RINs, the certificates, and the blend issue, and that was just suspended for 3 months. They said, "Hey, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's take some time off. We've got this Chinese trade war going on. U.S. farmers been beat up a little bit here. Let's just kind of have a cooling off period, and we're going to revisit that in 3 months." So that's good to get out of the way. Will there be changes on that? We don't know, but at least that pushes that out ahead. That's one less thing the market has to worry about right now. Pretty quiet here. I mean, it was just a quiet day all around. Traded both sides, ended up lower on the day across the board, corn, beans, and wheat. Cattle were kind of mixed, but there just wasn't much news today. I guess the biggest thing in the grain markets, we're watching this extended forecast. It is less than ideal for spring field work and planting. Nice little warm up here for 2 or 3 days, but by the weekend, there's a bunch of snow coming in the northern plains, rain almost everywhere else. Pretty cold. Soil temps are very cold. So it is a less than speedy start to planting. And so that's kind of underpinning us a little bit and will give us a little bit of support and probably keep the market from breaking too far here in the short run. Other than that, it's just one of those days where there just was not a lot of news to talk about.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask you about too. Is how's the market reacting to the slow start up to spring planting?
Yeah, so I don't think it's reacting a whole lot yet. There is a little bit of support there, but it's not like we need to rally yet. I think if you get into the next week and the 2-week forecast still doesn't have warmer temperatures and some clear weather, then we might be getting a little more support and a little better rally put together in corn. It's hard to talk up, a severe planting delay.
Right.
We're so much equipment and we can plant really quickly anymore. But it's not a case of are we going to get it planted? It's when. And the market's fully aware that early planting on corn, and now there's a lot of evidence on beans as well, early planting results in the highest yield possibility. And so if we get this thing delayed to where there's not much progress in April and you push most of the progress into May, I think you could see maybe a little bit of a supportive rally in corn. I'm not talking 30, 40 cents, but you could easily be another 10, 12 cents higher than where we closed today in corn if this cold, wet weather continues. You come in here Monday and you still have a cold, wet 2-week forecast, you're going to start seeing, some risk premium put into the corn market, I think.
Yep. So I was looking at the drought map last night, and there's been some pretty substantial rains that have moved through Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas through the wheat belt, and the drought map still, significant drought issues in that area. Is that propping up the wheat market? Is that what's driving that, or are there some weather-related back off from that you're starting to see?
No, that is still driving us here. They did get some rain. It stabilized crop conditions. It didn't improve them greatly, but then they had that freeze. I guess going back last weekend, there's some cold temperatures coming this coming weekend. And still fairly dry. And so that is still driving the wheat market. Okay. Even though they got those rains, 10 days, 2 weeks ago, they're going to need some more rain to finish this crop out. One rain doesn't make the wheat yield and record yield certainly. So that is still definitely driving us. But right now there's nothing there's some chances of rain. It's not very clear cut. So we did have a little bit of a back off in the wheat market today. But I think that's just more of a give and a take. I still think that you're going to see, some potential upside here in the wheat if they don't start getting more rain real quickly. If we push that off and we don't get much more rain in April and the first half of May is still dry, you're going to see some additional weather premium put in the wheat market as well. So it's very much a weather market in wheat going forward.
Right on. Okay. Well, Chip, if guys want to get a hold of you and continue this conversation with you, how would they do that?
Best way is just call our office, 309-550-7213.
All right, Chip. Well, thanks, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
All right. Thanks a lot.
I will see you, bud.